Hi, and welcome back to Making Retirement Possible, a guide to getting on track to your financial independence. My name's Richie, and I'll be your host. In the previous episodes, we've discussed calculating your retirement nest egg, as well as determining if this amount is sufficient to sustain your intended retired years. We also discussed reducing or eliminating debt to free up our retirement income for the things we enjoy. Today, we're going to discuss retiring abroad. There are many attractive reasons for retiring outside of the U.S., and right on top of the list are the financial benefits. The U.S. dollar is among the strongest currencies in the world and typically goes much further when spending it outside of its home country. We can also choose exotic locations with a better climate and a slower lifestyle. The adventure of a new culture and language, and affordable health care. Now, in this video, I'm not going to try and sell you on any specific foreign locations. This content has been covered quite wonderfully on YouTube and other videos. Instead, today, I'd like to equip you with the tools so you can do the research on your specific locations that interest you. Today, I'd like to show you a wonderful website called expatistan.com that you can use to compare cost of living from different cities. So let's say for today's example, you live in Denver, Colorado, but you want to see what it's like to live or what it costs to live outside of the country. And let's just take Punta Arenas, Chile, just as an example. Okay, so we run that, and what we can see is the cost of living in Punta Arenas, Chile is 49% cheaper than it is in Denver, Colorado. So when you come down here, it's going to give you a graphic of the cost of living, and this blue bar here, purple, is living in Denver, and then this is what it's going to cost to live in Punta Arenas. Now, that is 49%, so essentially, you just doubled your money by living outside of the U.S. If you'd like more information on this, you can come down here and look at the specific categories of housing, and this will give you an example. If you're going to live in a furnished accommodation in an expensive area, it's going to cost you about $999 versus the same thing in Denver, which is $2,300. As you go down into the less, the normal neighborhoods, it's going to cost you less. This will go down and give you all the utilities expenses. And one thing that I thought was interesting was internet was $54. I pay more than maybe for 8 megabits is 54 here in the US, but they say it's 25 there. So you can get some fantastic information right here. Let's go take a look at a different city. Let's look at Panama City, Panama. But it says Panama City is 39% cheaper than it is in Denver, Colorado. And once again, you come on down, and it's going to give you this chart that shows you that you're not quite as well off as you were in our first example, but it's still pretty good. And then you can get some examples of how they determine this based on the user input. And, basically by doing this, you can find out where your dollar is going to stretch further. Another website I'd like to suggest is expat.com. This is a fabulous community of expats answering all kinds of questions. And if you're interested in any particular city abroad, log into here. I'm sure you can find your forum. And these guys can answer everything that you want to know, from moving there to health care to taxes to marriage visas, whatever. Another website I'd like to suggest is International Living. This is a really large community of people all over the world. And one thing that this website does is very nice. It's got these daily postcards. And what this is somebody writes in and they give their experience. These are people that are already living overseas. And they write these, we're calling them daily postcards. They take some pictures and they give their stories. In this example, this daily postcard, this lady's giving her story about how she moved to France, and gives her history of where she's from and why she loves it so much. It's very inspirational and fun to read. Now, I'm not just theorizing here. Back in 2017, I purchased a condo right off the Caribbean down in South America. And since then, I've probably made 100 trips down there every chance I can get, working on the place, replacing the tile, the balconies, the kitchen, everything, just pouring my love into this place. I'm currently 55 years old, and when I turn 58, I'm going to retire, sell everything I have in the U.S., and go down there to live. If you have any questions or comments or want to know more, Let me know. Please subscribe.